Microsoft is trying to earn back user trust by dialing back AI features no one wanted. That's right, they're finally acknowledging what users have been screaming about for years. Why it took this long, we don't know, but it finally seems to have broken through that Windows 11 has a trust problem. In a report from The Verge's Tom Warren.
And other problems.
Windows President Pavan Davuluri admits that the company needs to improve Windows in ways that are meaningful for people. Here's what I want to know. I have a question. For Mr. PD over there. Okay? If you're such a fancy investigator of what Windows users might want, why did it take you this long to come up with an innovative idea like we should improve Windows in ways that are meaningful for people?
When did this person get this job? I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah, I want to know how long it took to figure out that you should improve Windows in ways that are meaningful for people. Hit me.
2000 and... Wait, what?
Been at Microsoft since 2021, but in this role since 2024, according to AI.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
All right, so Luke's going to fact check that because that's necessary. He also says that engineers are now swarming to fix performance and reliability issues. And I mean, Luke, as someone who manages some developers, right? You know, developers. Do they like letting things rot and working on random bullshit that they know that nobody wants until finally someone from management pulls their head out of their rectal cavity and goes, maybe we should do what you guys probably knew we should do the whole time and deal with like bugs and stuff. Everybody go. We're swarming. Do they like to swarm at that time?
Yeah, it's kind of the worst. And it's funny because I suspect he might lose people over this, and not because like, he's finally doing what we wanted. I think people are going to have finally like won the fight,
but not have the energy to carry on the war. I could totally see that.
100%. So I think he's going to lose some engineers over this. Not because he, or I don't actually know, but not because they made a bad decision.
Yeah. I mean, I think...
But just because it's like, oh my God.
I think we've had experience with eventually making a good decision and people just being like burned out on why it took so long.
100%.
Yeah, and it's not...
It's a thing that
in
happens.
fairness, it's not always as obvious as this one seems to have been, at least to us. It's not always as obvious from the inside as it is from the outside. I have a hard time... This is one of those times when like I have been on both sides of this issue. I've been on all three sides of this issue. I've been a user, I've been an employee, and I've been in management. All three sides of this issue I've seen it from. I still have a hard time relating to not being able to tell that Windows 11 had a user focus problem.
I'm going to give Davuluri a little bit of credit here. As far as I can tell, this happened in March of 2024. They took over for something...
An org the size of Windows.
Yeah. You know, maybe they're not even moving that slow. I don't have experience moving at that scale. I know moving at this scale can sometimes feel...
Takes longer than we'd like.
Brutally slow.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine what they have to kind of deal with. So you know what? I'm gonna try to have faith. This is the first good thing I've heard come out of Windows.
This is the first good thing I've heard you say about Windows
in a very, very long time.
A very, very long time.
I'm going to try to have some faith that they're kind of going to try to do some good.
He's in a good mood this week. Hey, did you get a good night's sleep last night?
No. Like far from.
Okay, you should sleep less. This works for you.
That tends to be how my life goes.
You're so level-headed today. like there's been times when I think twice in the last month we've like kind of gotten into it a little bit before the show has started about just something totally stupid, and I think I've even told you I think you're like cranky today or something like that. Do you remember me saying that?
I think
maybe
so.
I only thought it.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think so.
I think I probably told you I thought you were cranky. I think you told me you thought I was cranky too.
That also sounds true.
Yeah, it's amazing. When you put yourself out there every single week on a schedule, there is no like.
Sometimes you're just not in that.
Yeah, sometimes you're not in that mindset.
And you can try.
And that's what I feel for Microsoft right now. They put themselves out there every 4 to 6 years with a new Windows, and sometimes they're just not in the mindset. Sometimes they just lay a giant fat turd. Anyway, let's move on. They've had a lot of problems lately. The January 2026 updates have been a disaster. Shutdown bugs forced an emergency out-of-band update, then a second patch for OneDrive and Dropbox crashes. Some business PCs are failing to boot entirely after installing the January update. And beyond bugs, the core Windows experience has been, well, you've experienced it, unless you've given up and left, but it's been a nightmare. Ads, bloatware, Edge and Bing pop-ups, OneDrive nagging you, forced Microsoft account requirements. Tom Warren, so this is the Verge reporter, says in 20 years of covering Windows, he's never seen fans of the OS disappear like they have recently. And that seems to be a major problem for Microsoft. And it's not just on the Windows side. This is actually way later in our notes, but Microsoft's gaming revenue is down 9%. Xbox hardware revenue is down 32%. And the more personal computing division, which is Windows, Xbox, Surface, is the only business unit that declined year over year. They just are having a really hard time, it seems, with their consumer-facing product and brand.
Yeah, they sure are.
Meanwhile, on the Linux side of things, everything just seems to be getting better across the board.
It sure does.
In some cases, Linux still doesn't deliver on par performance with Windows across the board, and the compatibility can still be a struggle, especially in games that require kernel-level anti-cheat. But there are cases where Linux will run games better than Windows can, which is kind of pathetic when you consider that the development for the game is in almost all cases Windows first.
And in a lot of cases, it's pretty darn close.
However, this is the part that actually gives me a little bit of hope. A separate Windows Central report reveals that Microsoft is actively walking back its AI push. Copilot buttons in Notepad and Paint. Actually, the login button in Paint was one that went kind of viral. I tweeted about that last week.
Login button in Paint?
So not only a button. Here. Not only a button. Wait, what's this? Yes, this is it. Okay, so my tweet didn't actually have this interface because I just reflexively closed it because I don't see ads.
I almost did that.
Yeah. But so what I ended up doing was I closed it. So go ahead and close it. So see, there's a sign in. There's a sign in right next to me. There was a sign in right there. And then to recreate it, I clicked the sign in button that you're clicking there, right? Okay, so and basically, yeah. So I sent out a tweet and I was like, Microsoft, if at any point you're looking back going, when did we go wrong? This was it. And that seemed to really resonate with people. Why do I need to sign into MS Paint?
Have I raged about Clipchamp to you before?
Let's talk about Clipchamp.
Do you know what Clipchamp is?
Yeah, isn't it their video editing software?
So Movie Maker isn't a thing anymore. But now, if I go...
Yeah, I'm on your screen, by the way.
Of course. Hold on. If I go Clipchamp, why do I need to sign in to a movie-making software?
Why?
That comes with my operating system.
Why?
Why do I need to do that?
You're already signed into your operating system.
Not only does this happen, but I'm not signed in, so I can't really show you. But oh my God, we're talking about dark patterns on the show. The dark patterns that they use to try to just force you to save your files to OneDrive is insane.
Oh, dude. What Windows was it when it started defaulting to a OneDrive folder for freaking everything? Or was it an Office update? I can't remember, but it drove me absolutely nuts. And then, oh man, Teams did that really irritating thing, I think about a year ago, where no matter what your operating system-wide default browser was, it would default to opening things in Edge and Teams, and I wouldn't be signed into anything because I don't use Edge.
So annoying.
And then it was like buried in the menus to find out how to change it to use your browser, or to use your operating system default browser.
I still can't believe that they finally addressed I won't talk too much about Teams, I swear, but they finally addressed not being able to tell if your mic is working at all, but they addressed it in the most insane way. Do you know how they did this?
No.
So voice activity in Teams, the box around you lights up when you're talking.
Yes.
And I would say that properly. Sorry, I said that improperly because that actually never happens. The box around other people lights up when they're talking.
Yeah.
When you're talking, the box around you does not light up.
Right. With Discord, it does.
The little mic icon in the corner
Insane.
has like a fill bar inside of it. Very small, little, and it goes beep, 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 beep. Like, why? Just have the box around me highlight. You have literally trained me how this works, and all other very popular voice programs do the same thing, which is exactly what you do for everyone else. God, like, why did that solution ever become a thing?
Microsoft Teams is your Apple. I accidentally
That makes sense.
I accidentally ended up in an Apple
makes
rant
sense.
during another short circuit shoot recently. Just like talking about their it just works design philosophy, except when it doesn't, and now there's no workaround because you just designed it to only work if it just works. Hilarious.
I don't think Microsoft's philosophy is it just works.
No, it's not.
Their philosophy
No. I just started Apple ranting. Yeah,
It's the default.
What are you going to do about it? And you know, the wildest
It's
part,
the cheapest one.
the wildest part of all of this conversation is how did they get nailed for this in the 90s? And there's no meaningful antitrust pushback now. Now that their behavior, not to mention everyone else's behavior, is so much worse. I mean, you'd think in an era where where governments around the world are starving for money, running massive deficits, you'd think there'd be an incentive to capture money from these multinational, multi-billion, in some cases multi-trillion dollar companies that are clearly behaving in monopolistic ways.
There kind of was. We had base Lena Khan.
Oh, I love Lena Khan.
Now we no longer have base Lena Khan.
Yvonne, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. But if it was Lena Khan, I'd want my hall pass.
Whoa.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But in a non-sexual way. Seriously, love Lena Khan.
Yeah.
Please be the prime. Actually, you know, I've been pretty happy with Carney so far. But if for whatever reason, you know, yet another one of our like very promising like federal level leaders like got cancer and died and was ripped away from us, rip Jack Layton, then Lena, you're next in line. You're next in line, okay?
For Prime Minister.
For Prime Minister of Canada,
not Linus's hall
it doesn't
pass.
have to be weird. Weirder.
My God. She's never coming to Canada now.
But is she coming in Canada?
Wow.
Well, I'm just asking. Wow. Yeah, she's never coming to Canada.
Not anymore.
Internally.
I respect you, Lena Khan.
Yeah, me too. Very much. I think you're cool. Internally, Microsoft believes...
You're alone.
Internally, Microsoft believes that Recall, that feature that screenshots everything you do, has failed, reportedly.
It did.
They're exploring ways to evolve it or possibly rebrand
Delete it.
But the current implementation is considered a failure. The turning point seems to have been when Davuluri tweeted that Windows would become an agentic OS. You sure you still like this guy? And got absolutely roasted.
I don't, because I looked at his Twitter. I'm not even kidding.
Thousands of negative replies. The good news is that backlash resonated internally.
Well, look at this.
Ruker says strong women are hot. Agreed.
Yeah, but you don't have to go on your show and be like, by the way, hall pass. You can just appreciate and think that she's cool.
Which I do.
Okay.
Very much.
Yeah. Okay, maybe a little bit too much. All right. Okay. I jumped on his Twitter. First tweet, perplexity is in Windows. Second tweet, AI ambitions, something, DeepSeek R1, something. Proud to today, Copilot Plus PCs. Recall, woo, recall. Design of the new start menu. No one liked that. Post unavailable.
He doesn't tweet very often, though. We're already back to August. Or wait, are you not signed
November.
in?
I'm not signed in.
Oh, so it's not chronological. What a great feature.
Windows is evolving into an agentic OS. Big milestone for AI on Windows. Excited to introduce Copilot Plus PCs. AI. I just had to find it. Let's see. Copilot Plus. Okay.
All right.
Just
I think we've seen enough, Luke.
Everything. And then
I think we've seen enough.
I became less hopeful. So it lasted a few minutes.
That was cool.
Which is a record as of late.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe the.
No, Dad.
Okay, look. I think it's clear that I already took it too far. And now, Dan, you've taken it even farther.
I'm surrounded
Go to horny jail.
I'm surrounded by fools and canceled men.
Which one is which?
I could be both.
Yeah, they're both.
Dan took it right where it needs to be. No, Mr. Blonde 42. No,
Yeah,
we were both.
I can never find it.
We were both wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
You know who else was wrong?
If you
Microsoft.
sign in and look at his actual Twitter, it gets a little bit better. His most recent repost thing, full screen experience expands to more Windows 11 PC form factors for Windows insiders. Okay, that's cool. That's the thing from the ROG Xbox handheld thing, right? That's a full screen experience thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Wait,
I don't think this is...
Hold on. Can you scroll back up?
Full screen experience expands to more...
Yeah.
So that's his most recent one as far as my understanding goes.
Yeah.
So it's not an AI thing. Now that we're signed in.
That's just... Wait, is it still, though? Is that from November?
Yeah. So he doesn't tweet that much.
Oh, okay.
The next one, I don't think the security stuff. I don't actually see an actual direct mention to AI. Then there's AI stuff again. Okay, well,
cool. Well, good chat.
It's not as bad. I've still lost some hope, but not all of it.
All right, there is some good news for Windows. Windows 11 did hit 1 billion users faster than Windows 10, but that was largely driven by Windows 10 forcing end of life for older hardware that wasn't even that old. And here's another quote from Davuluri. Trust is earned over time, and we are committed to building it back with the Windows community. So our discussion question here is Microsoft spent years shoving AI, ads, and dark patterns into Windows. Oh man, I went through the setup wizard the other day because I had to set up a new Windows machine for some reason. Oh yeah, I remember why. We went to Costco to buy a computer because we were like, is Costco the hack to getting a decent deal on a computer? Turns out it could be pretty good.
Oh.
I always feel bad when we manage to pull off something that the average person might not be able to do, but we got an open box machine at Costco, so we got a discount on it.
Is that the average person can't do that?
Well, not if they don't happen to have
chance, I guess, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because it was the last one.
I thought you were saying it was like...
It was the display unit, and they're not restocking it. It had the Death Star. That's what they call the little asterisk on the price tag. Did you know that? If you're at Costco, there's a little asterisk on the price tag, and if that's on there, that means they're not going to restock that item. So you can tell if it's your last chance to get something for the season or whatever by checking the Death Star.
Apparently there's a bunch of rules. Like if it ends in 99 or 95 or stuff. I really need a cheat sheet next time I go.
Yeah, that's
they're
a thing.
actually genuinely helpful.
Yep, can vouch. Wife worked at Costco for many years. Anyway, what were we talking about? Right. So I had to buy a computer, and I got it home, and it was preloaded with the Jamal Deshawn or something like that, the default profile, and I had to go through the Ubi setup experience, and it's so frustratingly full of dark patterns. It drives me absolutely nuts how obviously intentionally designed the way that I have to move around in order to not do what I don't want to do is. It drives me nuts.
Sorry, I know I'm taking this back, but back to Clipchamp. I think the thing that really actually annoys me about it is it's pretty okay. The software is fine.
Wild take.
The problem is that it's layered in, like, it has this core of, like, you know, for a Windows Home Movie Maker kind of thing. This isn't Premiere we're talking about. It's fine. You can put some footage in there. You can make some changes to it. You can export it.
Right.
It's fine.
I mean,
it's simple, but it's fine. So cool.
That's
nice.
the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me.
The problem is that it's layered in all this junky login, completely unnecessary crap all over the place, forcing OneDrive down your throat, premium option, click the diamond thing to get better stuff, blah, 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 blah. When it's just like, dude, I bought frickin' Windows. No,
Sure
I did,
you
actually.
Oh, nice.
This was like a bunch of years ago at this point.
Nice. Solid.
But at one point in time, I decided to be legit.
Wait, you want a cookie?
No, I just thought of all the times since then that I helped other people. But it is what it is. Mine is legit. But yeah, they bought it, not built it. Oh, that's why it's okay. Dang.
Yikes.
And then they layered their junk on top. Yikes. That is rough.
Ooh.
But yeah, Clipchamp itself is like, it feels pretty quick.
Oh,
it feels
no.
pretty lightweight. It's easy to use.
Noki says it can only export up to 480p on the free tier, and it wants $10 a month for 720p exports.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Okay. All right. I hope that's true. Okay. I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna sign into Clipchamp.
Yeah, I'm
on my
gonna
machine
try it.
here. No, I'll do it on mine here because I'm actually already signed in.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna finish the discussion question.
I didn't pay for it, and yeah, so other people are saying the same thing as me. I can do 1080p for free.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. So now they're scrambling to undo all this damage with AI, ads, and dark patterns. Does this feel like a genuine course correction, or do you think it's just damage control until the heat dies down? Do they recognize that Linux is a genuine threat, and that maybe more importantly, macOS is a genuine threat? There are so many people in my life that I know for a fact would never have switched to macOS if Windows just wasn't such a steaming pile right now.
I feel like they might be more aware of macOS, and they're switching away from Chromebook, right? It's going to be Android OS, something. I think they're probably more aware of those two.
I think Android OS is a real threat. I've been banging the Chromebook.
No, 100%.
Chromebook is coming for everything drum,
dude.
For a long time.
The company that really nails the early education front for compute is like gonna be a threat every time.
Yep.
And right now it's Chromebooks.
Yep. Every elementary to high school aged child in North America has an extremely high chance of being very familiar with Chrome OS and Google services.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild how much market penetration they have there. And like, yeah, it's definitely got problems, eGadget guy who says that it's a steaming pile, but they have familiarity with it. Like, sometimes the steaming pile that, you know, you're familiar with tastes better than the steaming pile that you've never experienced before. Yeah, iPads too, says Zatharian. iPad OS, which, sure. Absolutely a threat to Windows. Like, the barbarians are kind of at the gates.
Finally.
From all sides right now. And
then
meanwhile,
I think the somewhat sneaking darkness for them is Linux desktop getting like genuinely really good.
Oh, we're starting another Linux challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. So this time it's going to be a 3-way. It's not weird. It's you, me, and Elijah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like there's nothing uncomfortable about it or awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I regret what I said earlier in the show, but I regret nothing about what I'm saying right now. Completely. I mean that genuinely.
No.
You, me, and Elijah. We're gonna be Linux challenging, and this time I am going deep. I asked Elijah for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 SSDs.
Wait, are you gonna do your whole family?
Oh, that's a good idea too, but no.
Oh.
I am doing my home machine that I use for work at home. I am doing my work laptop that I use at work and often at home and when I'm traveling. I'm doing my gaming system, my like rack mount liquid cooled gaming system downstairs. I'm doing my handheld, my GPD Win 5. And 4 extra bonus points, if I feel like it, I might even do the system in the theater room.
Wow.
So I will not touch Windows for over a month. I'm going to see if I survive it.
We should switch these.
It doesn't really feel necessary.
Then you'll touch Windows.
Okay, I'll touch Windows.
Just for Wan Show.
I mean, we can do these too. They're paying for the laptops, not what's on them.
I don't think that matters.
Yeah.
All right,
whatever. Let's not do that.
Yeah, it's fine. What was I going to say? You know what would unironically really interesting for a potential... Sorry, I don't remember the... I don't know. Little man?
Oh, Randy.
A potential video 2 for Randy to do. Could be like an OS. What is a new person on the scene think of like Windows versus maybe 1 or 2 popular Linux distros versus Mac OS?
Interesting.
Versus Chrome OS or whatever.
He basically only plays Rocket League these days. Is Rocket League Linux compatible?
I think so. Ooh.
But r/Linux gaming. This may be the end for the Rocket League.
Yikes.
Before the disaster strikes.
Platinum.
Okay, but this is from 2 days ago. 3 days ago. Removed scrolling through SteamDB, got curious about games with blah blah kernel level malware, heroic or legendary launchers since under Proton, blah blah blah. Makes sense. All right. Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. So and that's a big part of why Windows is still able to hold on to users.
It really is.
Because
even just the potential of it.
People have their killer apps, and everyone's killer app is going to be different, and their killer app might not make any sense to you. But at the end of the day, if all they want to do is go home and lay back in their chair or on their couch and play some Rocket League with the boys, and that's not an option.
I'm going to put a financial burden on you if you accept, but I think this
like
makes
buy
it
him a
more
PlayStation?
interesting. No.
To play Rocket League?
No.
Oh.
But he has to do the expense for the thing. So he gets some cash.
Oh, so if he doesn't use Windows, he gets $100?
He has to make a choice at the end. Because I'm thinking back to, you made him pick like his gift or whatever at one time for the handheld.
I'll think about it. I don't want to do too many I buy my kids a thing videos, and we do have a phone one coming. I just reviewed that this week, so it's going to be coming out sometime this weekend or next week. I was going to say,
I don't think that's too many, but okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually 2 of my kids were due for phones this Christmas. So one of them had never had one yet and is at the age now where I'm like, okay, I mean, your brother and your sister had one at your age, and we have some kind of requirements in our house for when you're allowed to have a phone. You have to demonstrate that you're trustworthy, and that's the main one. And so she was due, and then Randy was still running a OnePlus 6T, so it's not getting any even security updates or anything like that anymore, and it has a broken screen, which I wouldn't replace his phone for if it was still perfectly good and he was just careless and broke it, but it also just is pretty old at this point. So it's time. So those 2 are getting new phones, and so I basically laid out some requirements for Elijah, and then Elijah put together a roster of phones and kind of plays the minimum,
back at it again,
minimum wage retail employee role again, and kind of helps them through their decision.
Yeah, cool.